Good morning to all the beautiful souls that are watching this today. Hope everyone's doing alright. I had quite a busy day yesterday. I was out hanging out with family and I got some stuff done. I got my hair braided. That's why I have it protected right now. But when I was getting my hair braided, I thought about something that I already knew, but it was just put into more perspective just because I was getting my hair braided. But it hurt. It hurt a lot, right? It's very tight, and if you've ever had anything done to your hair, at least design-wise, you know that it can hurt, like twist braids, because you're pulling on the scalp, right? And at the moment, right, it's been a while, right? I've been growing out my hair for a while, and I was just like, man, that's all I can focus on. That's all I can focus on. It's the pain, it's the discomfort, right? Because of the way I have my neck, and it was not fun. It was not fun at all, right? But I knew that the end result would be worth it. But then I thought to myself, I'm gonna just stop focusing on the pain and just take my mind somewhere else. And as soon as I stopped focusing on the pain, I realized that it wasn't as painful as I was making it out to be. There have been multiple instances in my life where I was in great pain, great discomfort, right? But I would take my mind adrift, right? And I would realize that pain was only amplified because I was focusing on it so much. Whereas if I wasn't focusing on it, it was not nearly as great as my mind had made it out to be. In life, you get thrown so many curveballs, you get thrown so much stuff, right? Whether it's wanted or unwanted. And in the moment, it could seem like it's the biggest deal in the world, right? It could seem like it's such a great, big issue. But if you stop focusing on it for a second, right, you realize it's not as big as it might seem. But it's because you're focusing all your attention on it, right, that it becomes the biggest thing in the world, because that's all you're focusing on, right? Like going back to what I just said, I was getting my hair braided, right? That's all I was focused on, right? I was just focused on sitting in that chair, and the person that was doing my hair was pulling on my scalp so hard, my neck was discomfortable, and I was in just great distress, right? But as soon as I was like, you know what, I'm gonna stop focusing on it. It didn't go away, right? Because pain just doesn't go away like that, right? But it was not as great of a deal. It was not as big of a deal as I was making it out to be. All because I shifted my focus, right? Shifting your focus in a way to where the pain is not as much of a big deal as it currently might feel like, right? Because that's all it is. It's a feeling, right? A temporary feeling at that, right? All pain is temporary, right? All pain is temporary, right? Whether it is a mental anguish that you're going through, right? Whether it's like an actual physical labor or physical pain that you're going through, right? All pain is temporary, right? Because it just goes away, right? Whether it's like just over time, or if you stop focusing it, or if you build habits to where it doesn't become a big deal, right? Why do I bring this up, right? Well, like I said earlier, there have been multiple times where I was in great pain, whether it was mental anguish, whether it was mental distress, whether it was physical pain, right? And I wish someone had told me that if I could just shift my focus from the pain, it wouldn't be as big of a deal as I thought it was, right? But because I let my mind amplify the pain, because I let my mind only focus on the pain, that's all I knew, right? That's all I knew, right? There's people in my life that I know who are going / have gone through tremendous pain, but they've told me that by just focusing on their faith, by just focusing on something else, the pain is not a big of a deal, right? I say this, I say this to you, right? Whoever's watching this, whoever it may be. There is going to be many times where you're going through, where you're experiencing pain. You might be even experiencing pain right now, no matter what form it may take, right? If you could take some time to just breathe, right? Or take that energy that you're focusing on the pain and put it into something else, you'll come to realize that it really was never that big of a deal, right? Now, I say this with nuance, right? Obviously, there's many things that, like use your discernment when I say this, right? There's many things that can happen to someone to where everything that I'm saying is void, right? Like, if you are, like, in mortal danger, right? Or if you are in a critical condition, right? Obviously, what I'm saying is not applicable, right? Because that is a life or death situation, right? So again, like I said, use your discernment. But anything else, right? Whether it's like an illness, whether you're in discomfort, mental distress, right? I keep saying that because that's a big one for me. I've been through a lot of mental distress, right? Some some self-inflicted, there we go, self-inflicted, and others, just due to the stimulus around me. But no matter what pain you're going through, if you can shift your focus, it will not become as big of a deal as it might seem in the moment. Your mind likes to play tricks on you. It really does. It likes to play tricks on you and to really do one over you, right? But with that being said, your mind is also your greatest asset, right? Because your mind can choose what it is that you want to see, what it is that you want to focus on, right? But if what you're focusing on is something that causes you pain, then that's all you're gonna see. That's all you're gonna focus on. That's all it's gonna be, right? That's all it's going to be. It's just pain, because that's all you're focusing on, right? That is all that you're giving your attention to. That is all that is being brought to the forefront. That is all that is being put into perspective, right? Into illusion, because that's all it is that you can see, right? But I'm telling you right now, you can choose to see something else. For example, when I was in the chair, right, I was getting my hair braided, my scalp was going through it, right? It hurt. It hurt a lot. But what I chose to focus on was how blessed I am to even be able to experience this pain, to be able to understand that what is coming out of it is beauty, right? I'm blessed to even be in the situation that I am, to be able to have my family, to have my senses, just a feeling of gratitude. That's how I'll put it shortly, right? Just in a state of gratitude for everything that I have around me, and by doing that, it wasn't as big of a deal as my brain had made it out to be. So I end this message here, right? Pain is inevitable, right, for everybody. No matter where you are in the world, no matter who you are, what you are, pain will comes for everybody in one way or another, right? But you have the ability to transmute that pain. You have the ability to change it, right? Change it from something that is all in the forefront to something that is just passing by, to only a temporary feeling, right? Because that's all it is. Pain is just temporary. But you have the ability to change it. Change it for the better or the worse, right? Yeah, that's what I got for you today. I hope that made sense. I know that I was kind of going on and on, but that's just how I feel about it. Just having that recent example in my mind. But yeah, if you're seeing this, I love you. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. Make sure to take care of yourself, because the only person who can take care of you is you. And always remember, pain is just temporary, but you could choose to focus your attention on something else and make it not as big of a deal as it might seem in the moment. Have a good one.